Hello, hello, hello. Great day, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. I think you're going to love our discussion today because we are going to dive into the topic of what are we all doing every day and are we living a life fulfilled? What is fulfillment? Why does it matter? How do we get it? We're going to dive into all of those details. So, whether you're watching live or you tune in on the replay, we want you to be sure that you are sharing this video because there will be something in here for everyone. Are you ready to dive in and talk about how you live a life fulfilled? Let's get started. All right. Great day, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in. Super excited to be here for another episode of the Coffee with Rhonda show. This is season 7, and this is episode 87. So we are pushing that 100 mark. By next season, I think we'll hit it. So thanks so much for being here. We are your cup of inspiration, revelation, and wit for today's savvy leader. So before we get started and get into all the details, I always have a couple of things that I ask. First of all, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can get there super easy at coffeewithrondashow.com. The other thing is just pause right now. If you're watching live or on the replay, like and share the video because there is someone out there who will want to hear something that is included in our discussion today. So with all that being said, my name is Rhonda Y. Williams, and I'm your host for the show. I am what I like to call an RSOL, or a recovering stressed out leader. That's right. I have left it all behind, all the stress, all the craziness. And I truly believe that today it is up to each of us to modernize our view of leadership. What does it mean? What does it look like? And hopefully it includes the concepts of well-being and personal development and growth. So, I'm the founder of Above the Grind Mentoring and Coaching Academy, where we really help leaders leverage emotional intelligence and lots of other skills to really step into their greatness. If you want to know how your EQ skills are serving you, you can visit testmyeq.com. And that is your charge if you choose to accept it. Testmyeq.com. What's your emotional intelligence and how is it showing up for you? So today in my cup, so I'm going all purple, y'all. I got like different shades and variations of purple happening going on. And in my cup today, I have coffee that I picked up from Colombia when I was there. And so it is really rich and delicious. And I've got a dash of cocoa, ginger, and cinnamon in my cup. So that's what I got going on. That's what's in my cup. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Let's go to our super caffeinated co-host, Mireille Tulakima. Mireille, good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening. I have my voice back. I hope it's gonna stand for the hour, but I'm here. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the Coffee with Rhonda. I'm Mireille, your greatness engineer. And as you know, I'm all about greatness and making sure that you identify this greatness and step into it to do amazing things. And you know that I'm also an engineer, as in the common sense, which is, I'm the managing director of MT Energy Resources, and I've been doing that for quite some time. And today I'm drinking green tea with lemon and honey to be able to get my voice back and talk to you today. So thank you and welcome.
Thank you so much, Mireille, for being here. I know you've been battling that for this week, so we appreciate you showing up and being here with us. And by the way, I must say, you all, Mireille has been a rock star this year. She's got nominations and awards because of the way she's showing up in leadership and in life. So, Mireille, just keep doing what you're doing. You are amazing, my friend.
Yeah, fantastic year. I'm very grateful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Roz was on here and popped off, y'all. So I'm assuming that she'll be back in just a minute. But in the meantime, let's introduce our guest for today. Our special guest is Ramon Ray. And y'all, I have been listening to Ramon on this app. If y'all don't have it, called Clubhouse. I've been listening to Ramon on Clubhouse. Gosh, I don't know. It's probably going on a year. And he is very every time sows something special into my life, something for me to consider, do differently as a leader in life and business. So I'm super excited to welcome to the show Ramon Ray. Welcome, Ramon. Tell us a little bit about you, what you do in the world, who you are, and then tell us what you have in your cup.
Sure, Rhonda. Good to be here, and thanks for being here, Mireille. It's great to meet you, and it's good to meet Roz as well whenever she joins us. But in a nutshell, you can hear I have a little raspiness in my voice too. But I'm a professional speaker, so I speak around the world and inspire audiences to live their best life. I usually work with very large technology brands who hire me to MC or host their events, or I'm a keynote speaker focused on small business growth. Second to that, I'm an entrepreneur, started several companies, sold a few companies, authored several books. And my latest venture, I'll put it that way, is a Zone of Genius at zoneofgenius.com, where we help people live life fulfilled. And then a new project I'm working on related to what you just said, Rhonda, is BWC, Breakfast with Champions. So I'm leading that. I'm not sure if you knew that, Rhonda, but Glenn Lundy asked me just recently to lead our future growth. So that's a bit about me. And shout out to Michael, who says he has red ginseng and green tea after dinner. And Regina says she has coffee in her cup. So in my little thingamajiggy here, I have special water from 2 blocks away from the grocery store called ShopRite. It's very special. We get it from shelf 2, pull it out and pop the cap and pour ShopRite water into our cup. And it comes from some special factory where I don't know where they come from. So that's what I have in my cup, water.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Ramon. I did not know that you were leading BWC. Wow. Congratulations to you. That is an amazing accomplishment. And I look forward to where you're going to take us and the community over the course of the upcoming year, because I am definitely here for all of that. So
absolutely.
So we have, hey, Michael, good day to you. Michael was a guest, I think a season or so ago. Michael is wonderful. And Michael, as you said, he's got red ginseng and green tea after dinner. All right. So you don't have the strong stuff tonight after dinner. And so it's okay. Michael, are you in stateside or are you in Russia? Where are you today? And then Regina is in Austin, and she says she's got coffee in her cup. Pleasure to be here. Fantastic. So I want to dive into our conversation.
Hey, and Rhonda, before we dive in, I just wanted to uplift you and the team. I wanted to underline something. I think you said 8 or 7 series, I get them confused, and 80 something episodes, I could have it mixed, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I just wanted to say kudos to you for the consistency. I mean, I don't know if people understood that, but that's consistency, which is something I have a problem doing. So I just wanted to uplift you and honor you. That's a feat to consistently, day after day, week after week, whatever the cadence is. So please, back to you, but I just wanted to say, well done.
Thank you. Thank you. That's really special. Coming from you, Ramon, we started this show with the idea of only doing 6 episodes, and here we are 87 episodes later.
Of course you did. Mireille, we're only going to do 3. You know what? It's not going to work. We're just doing 3 and almost 100. 100 yeah, 100.
I know. Imagine that. But that is just all praises to my amazing co-host who pulled my coattail and said, we're not stopping. We're going to keep going here. So that's fantastic. So I want to talk today. We're going to dive into a conversation on fulfillment. And fulfillment is sort of interesting. As I was really sort of thinking more about this, what it is, what it means, how we get it, I want to share a quote. And this quote, we're going to open up with, and then we'll talk about it a little bit more on the other side. Here we go. So the quote says, to have extraordinary quality of life, you need two skills: the science of achievement and the art of fulfillment. This is a quote by Tony Robbins. So for everyone watching later on podcasts and all of those other venues, you'll know what the quote says. And I'm really interested in our feedback and our take on this Tony Robbins quote, right? And so I want to start with you, Ramon. Let's add our amazing Miss Roz Jones in. Hey, Miss Roz. See you, darling. And so let's talk a little bit about that, Ramon. First of all, do you agree with that? Is that how you live an extraordinary life? And then what's your take or spin on living a life fulfilled?
Sure. Let me answer it a different way. And I do covet, and I can't wait to hear what Mireille and Roz and yourself think of what I said, because I could be wrong. But taking the two words that Tony said, achievement and fulfillment, I believe what the achievement.
Yes.
Okay.
Achievement
And fulfillment.
and yes.
There are some people, maybe our family, our relatives, our mothers and fathers. Hey, listen, I'm just hanging by. I got my, cup of coffee, not even a full cup. I just got half a cup and my two kids, and I'm happy. But they don't have any food, let's say, or they have no air conditioning in the summertime, or you know what I mean? The roof is leaking. I get that point of view of contentment, of gratefulness. So I guess I just extend it further to say, we shouldn't be just satisfied and not want to do better, if that makes sense what I'm trying to say. So I think when I think of what Tony said as far as achievement and fulfillment, we should understand what is the floor and what's the ceiling. Then having said that, I do think part of fulfillment indeed, though, is gratefulness. We all can't be Musk or Steph Curry or Oprah. It's just not going to happen. All of us can't be $1 billion, TV host. So that's maybe Rhonda can, but beyond that.
Yes,
So
I can definitely do that.
So that's number two. And I think that fulfillment, the way I see it, Rhonda, is that what I strive to do every day is how can I be fulfilled just in that day? In that day, I travel quite a bit like you do, Rhonda, and I can feel myself tearing up. I look for opportunities to say thank you. I look for opportunities to uplift. So that's in that day. But on the macro level, yes, I would like to build wealth. I would like to build wealth for my family. So I'll stop there. Hope that wasn't too confusing, but I do agree. I think with what Tony said, to in large part, yes.
No, I love that, and I'm going to bring Mireille and Roz in to talk about this. So, Mireille, give us your take on not only what Tony said, but also how Ramon is describing it.
I mean, for me, there's two things. There's first, where you want to be. So that's really your purpose and what you really want to do with your life. And the second thing is, how do you go about it? And that's really where the fulfillment is. Are you gonna enjoy the journey? How are you gonna be able to go there while enjoying your journey? And I think that's what fulfillment is all about, because sometimes we have those goals, but we don't really enjoy, the step that we're taking. And I don't think that's really fulfillment. So for me, it's two things: know where you want to be and enjoy the process in the way, every single day, like, Ramon was mentioning before.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing, Mireille. So I love that. We're going to come to Roz in just a moment, but I want to say hello first to Mom. Ramon, this is my real mom. Hey, Mom, how are you? Good morning. She's got lemonade and mango slush in her cup to yum. Mom always has the best things in her cup. And what I want in life, Ramon, I just want Mom's cup because it's always delicious. And Regina says, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Gwen says, look for opportunities to say thank you. Love that. So Gwen, thank you so much for that, because I think that's going to be something that I take away. Also, particularly in our travels and everything that we do, there's always that opportunity to say thank you and put a smile on someone else's face. So Roz, share with us your take on Tony and then what everyone else is saying about what fulfillment is.
For me, as I was listening in the conversation that we had prior to getting on, I was thinking about how do I get there and how do I leverage the opportunities? How do I get there and how do I leverage? Because sometimes I don't leverage sometimes the things that I already have that can help me get there. Sometimes I already have the information. I already have the people in my life. I already have the resources. But sometimes I think I have to do much, much more in order to be fulfilled. And just like with the other two, Ramon and Mireille were talking about, sometimes just stopping and saying thank you. This morning I got up this morning and last night, talking with an employee, and you know what? She did something, when I say extraordinary for me, and has saved me oodles of grief. As I drove home, I said, Lord, thank you. No employee has ever done what she did for me last night. And I have been grateful. I was able to sleep well. I was able to get up in a different, and I said, Lord, if it was just this one little thing that shifted me, I'm all right. So I leveraged what I had, and I'm grateful for what I got. So I just wanted to say that sometimes we have it right in our hand and we don't leverage it, and we're not grateful for it. And as they say on Clubhouse, I'm done speaking.
Thank you, Roz. So I love that. And Ramon put in, I love being with smart and amazing humans. Wow, what a great start to the day. Thank you so much, Ramon. I want to go a little bit deeper into something that I think people struggle with. I know I've had these conversations on numerous occasions with different leaders that I coach and different people. When is enough enough? Why you're successful, you've got all this going on. Raj, you got your business. Mireille, you've got everything going on. And Ramon, you are the man and always reinventing and building on who you are. People say I've reinvented myself on a number of occasions, but I was asked this question: when is enough enough? Ramon, how would you respond to that?
Sure. I think one, it really depends on how you are and how you're made. I think that's really important. There's some of us, like people on this, on this show right here, who are high achievers, as it were, whether you over-index to the military, you're in sports, you're in business, we always want to go. But I think three things I see myself when enough is enough, to answer the question. I think one, it will never be enough me wanting to make an impact in the world. That will never be enough, ever. Two, I can make an impact in the world with nothing, just with my voice and saying thanks to the pizza guy. Or I can make an impact in the world by me having more wealth, more money. It's important to make a difference in others' lives. So that's point two. And then I think point three, I think the aspect of there is enough of enough. And I think that part of that is your business running well? Is your family running well? Are you as good as a father you can be, or mother you can be? So I put in those buckets. There's the personal life, your health, your family, your friendships. You can always do better in that. Or you can say, you know what? I'm doing pretty well. I'm happy. Thanksgiving, got my family with me. We're good. I'm just repeating myself. And then two, you can never finish. Those of us who are right here, I can see us. We always want to help more people. That will never stop. So yeah, I think that's how I would put that.
I love that, Ramon. And I love sort of that very easy and simple breakdown. And I love that you started with the fact that who are we as individuals? We should never be so focused on what we think that we then extend that to others, because others don't think like we do. So I was with someone here recently, Ramon, who said to me, and I'll allow them to remain nameless, who said to me, doesn't your brain get tired? Like, when do you slow down? And you know what I said? No, it doesn't. This is how my brain works. And you know what? Something is wrong. If my brain is not going, something's wrong. Now, if your brain is tired, cool. Take a break.
Amen.
Take a rest. Do what you need to do. But my brain works on overdrive, right? I am getting it. I'm feeling it. I'm loving life. It is an infusion. I live life as an adventure. I absolutely love it. And my brain is not getting tired.
Can I jump in on one thing? Roz, no. You first, Roz.
No, I was going to say, my brain is so much. Look, I couldn't find my notepad. And so I'm writing on an envelope, which I have a bad habit of doing, right? And not transferring it over to my journal. But I keep a journal on the front seat of the car because my brain is going so much. I keep a journal in the car. And then when I get home, I take that same journal, put it in my purse. And even as I'm walking in the house, I'm thinking and writing. I keep a page open. So yeah, but go ahead, Ramon. I'm done talking.
Yeah, no,
I just want to put that in there.
I'm tracking with you, and I'm a back of the envelope person too. And mine's not a habit. Mine just because when fire comes, like only thing I can grab is an envelope. So what to do? But anyways, I was just gonna say, Roz and Rhonda and Mireille, and again, thank you all for having me here with you all. It's such fun and great to be here. Is I think that um it's like, well, you mentioned the thing. Well, man, Rhonda, my daughter, I wanted to uplift my daughter and just give an example about enough is enough. My daughter's told me she's a full-time teacher. She teaches fourth graders, sixth graders, whatever grade that is. She said, Dad, I don't want to be an entrepreneur. I don't want to be like you. I don't want to run around the world. I don't want to save the trees and save the lives. I want to be a teacher. I want to have a family, and that's what I want to do in life. I am so proud of her. Now that could change. She's only 24, but I wanted to give example why I'm so cognizant to be aware of who somebody is. Everybody is not the same. So that's what I just wanted to echo that, underline that. And yes, Rhonda, I totally get it. I was on the train one day working, and the train conductor, you take the same, this is when I used to work at the United Nations before I was fired. He said, Ramon, you don't get tired of looking at that screen all day and just do, because he didn't know what I was doing, but just typing all day. I said, no. So I just wanted to add that.
I love it. I love it because it is so important for us to be authentically us, right? We don't need to fit into anybody else's box. And I think that goes with fulfillment as well. So, Mireille, did you want to add? Because we're just sort of all over.
Yeah, I think, you ask about the limit. We set our own limit. I mean, we each individual set their own limit. I mean, for me, and my motto is don't leave anything on the table of life. So there's no limit for me. I will always, do something, try to be better and learn and, go the extra mile. But like Raymond said, some people are happy with what they have and they don't want to stretch themselves. They are happy. They just do things the same way and they continue. That's okay. That's okay. And we can't really force people to think like us or to act like us or to have the same philosophy as us. And that's what diversity is all about as well. We're talking about diversity. This is, in that regard, diversity.
Thank you, Mireille. I do love the diverse perspectives, right? And honestly, it's one of the things that I love about this show. The reason it works so well is we offer diverse perspectives. The way that I think and approach things is very different than the way Roz approaches it. But together, it's magic, right? I absolutely love it. And I think if we do more of that in the world, what a magical world, right? We could create and have. So I have a question though. So as I was diving into this a little bit more, is happiness and fulfillment the same thing? Is happiness and fulfillment the same thing? So we get into it a little bit with this, right? Because I hear so much about both. You should strive for happiness. You should strive for fulfillment. You should strive for both. Are they the same, Ramon?
See, why you have to turn to me first, Rhonda? That's the hardest question in the world. I'm looking at Roz looking over her glasses, so I'm wondering what's coming up now. My honest answer I want to say is I don't know. But since I can't help myself, I'm going to give an answer, but I'm curious what the other panelists here say. I think it's in the same zip code if it's not the same. I'm not going to get all woo-woo Brene Brown. I'm not that smart. But to me, I'm trying to think if I'm fulfilled, then I don't know why I wouldn't be happy. And I'm thinking if I'm happy, there has to be some level of fulfillment. There could be something deeper, but that's what I'm thinking. Now, there's different areas of your life, of course. Your marriage could be going great and you could have just got fired. But those are buckets and those are segments. But I think if I had to, one answer, yeah, I'll just repeat that. If I'm happy, then that means something is fulfilled, I think. And if I'm fulfilled in one or more areas, I must be happy, I think, in that. So go ahead. Back to you, Rhonda. That's my answer.
No, I love it. I love it because, so Ramon, we as a group of panelists and co-hosts, we are intentional about learning every time we come on this show. So listen, we don't have all the answers. We just like asking a bunch of questions and then talking and see what goes up. So Roz, is happiness and fulfillment the same thing in your world, in your way of thinking?
No.
Okay. All right.
I mean, because there are days when I'm happy and I don't feel like I have accomplished or transformed somebody's life or impacted someone. Even though I'm in the caregiving space and I see my clients thrive and do better, I just feel like there could be more.
Mhm.
I want to see my client out of the wheelchair and fire me. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, um, I it's and maybe my expectation is not what she wants. See, I could want it, and she may not want it. So it could be an unbalanced expectation.
Right.
Rhonda,
You
may I
know,
ask a follow-up question to Roz?
Sure.
sure,
I just want to say
absolutely.
thank you. I want to respect the show here. I don't want Rhonda to fire me in
Yeah.
mid-show, So, but,
Mid-show.
but Roz, you said you were happy. So can you speak more about that? Because you said some days I'm happy.
Mm.
You said that, but then you said, yet I'm not fulfilled based on my clients and things, which I respect. But can you just dive deeper? Like, what were you, make it up? What were you happy about that day? Something, you see what you want to get at?
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, the client where I am right now, she
Okay.
was actually able to walk up a step,
Okay.
to where before we had to lift her in a wheelchair.
Okay.
And then
Uh-oh, your camera went out. There you go.
oh, okay. So it was huge, and I'm like, oh my God, we've been practicing the steps and lifting our legs and exercising. And then the other day when it was time for us to do something, she didn't she couldn't lift her, she wouldn't lift her foot. I was still happy that she was able to get in the chair and try, but I just wasn't, I'm like, was it something that I did or we didn't do? You understand? So I guess maybe I was pointing back at myself. Maybe I was, I don't know if I'm going deep enough,
I got
No,
you.
Raymond.
no,
Thank
no.
you.
It's okay. Let me throw something in. Let me tell you, as I was brainstorming a bit, and I'm going to bring Michael's comment in here as well, because Michael says that happiness and fulfillment both include I. Focus on yourself sometimes and reward
Reward
yourself as a
yourself.
part of the process, which is really important, Michael. But as I was listening to this, they were saying that happiness and fulfillment are different in the micro and the macro, right? What sort of what you spoke to a bit earlier, Ramon. So happiness, they say, is event based. It's
Mm.
situation based. It's the
Mm-hmm.
thing and so that, Roz, that's where it comes in, that yeah, I did this thing or this happened and I'm happy. Fulfillment is more on the macro. It's about the way that you are. It's the way that you live your life. It's where you're going. It's the sort of the at the top of the pyramid on the Maslow's hierarchy, right? That's a self-actualization process. So that's what I heard. I don't know if it's true. I'm just sharing details and information about the difference, and hopefully in terms of how we think about our day and where we're going. Right? What does that fulfillment look like? So, Mireille, I don't know. Are we making any sense?
Uh, I mean, for me, it was more about, happiness. It's a state of mind. You decide if you want to be happy or not. And the fulfillment, it's more about the result. Are you happy with the result that you have? Do you need to make another decision to get where you want to be? So I think for me, there's something where you can decide whatever is happening around you. You decide to be happy, but fulfillment is more about the result itself. Are you there, or do you need to make any effort? And if you're not there, you're not fulfilled. And I think that's what Rose was saying, is that yes, she's made some improvement with patient, but she's not there, so she's not fulfilled. And I think that's the way I see it.
I'm gonna come lay on your couch. You got it perfect.
And this has caused me to redefine maybe how I started out with. I mean, am I allowed to change my mind, Rhonda? Can I change my vote?
Absolutely.
Or so it's not locked. The voting
No,
machine is
no.
not locked. Okay. No, I mean, I think what you just said, thank you, what you said, Roz, what you said, Rhonda, and I think you crystallized it for me, Mireille. If I have to think today, yeah, I'm just saying, meaning I guess I would change in what I said, kind of ish, meaning I do think happiness and fulfillment are related. I still think that. But yeah, if I had to think today, I can get happy eating a cheesecake, happy eating whatever, happy that something happened. But if you have to look at the entire level, am I fulfilled? So yeah, I'm just rethinking, as I said. It's a very deep question, though. Thank you, Rhonda.
Mm-hmm. So mom said, so I've always been taught that fulfillment meant to complete, i.e. fulfilling a goal. But I may or may not be happy about what was fulfilled, right? So we're still back to the micro and the macro, right? The sort of in the moment versus a bigger picture. I want to play a clip for us that I found, and I want to get you all to react. And then after we do our quick reactions to the clip, we're going to move into, so what do we do about it? Right. So how do we move towards fulfillment? And Gwen also said, perhaps it's the story we're telling ourselves. All right, Gwen, hold on to that, because I think this clip is going to speak directly to that. So let me share my screen, and I'll try not to mute out the video this time. Like I did last time. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, you guys. Last time, it was a great clip. Good thing it had the words so people could actually read it. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share this little clip. And everybody in the audience also sort of just give me a sense of your, sort of how you're thinking about this in the chat afterwards.
And that's muted still, Rhonda, just so you know, muted still. Hey, Rhonda, it's muted on my end, just so you know.
Oh.
It's muted. It's muted.
Wait. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can figure out what's going on.
The beard is nice and the hand is nice. I can see the impact. I can feel the fire, but
oh my goodness. Okay, hold on a second. So I shared it. So I'm wondering why it is not. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, but you can't hear the video.
And is the audio on of the video? Hit play it again. I can't tell if the audio symbol was on or.
Yeah, because I can hear it.
Oh, I see. Huh.
So let me see. Picture-in-picture layout. Let's try this. I don't know what.
And I think StreamYard has share sound too. I'm sure you know all that, but.
Oh, you know what? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I didn't share the sound. So let me stop. Maybe
Sure.
That's what's missing. Oh, I thought it was my. Yeah, I guess it still was my fault, right? So Zoom is the one that says share and share sound. I don't see a share sound option.
Maybe it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's Zoom. So if I hit share, which I'm doing now, right? And let's see here. Remove. Yeah, I don't see another option here on StreamYard that would allow me to share. Hold on.
Mireille, I wonder if Rhonda is happy right now or not. Is she happy right now, Mireille? What do you think?
Edit name. Stop.
Has to decide.
Right.
Whatever the result, she can choose to be happy or not.
I know.
It doesn't mean that it's a great result.
Yeah.
We're gonna try this one more time, and if it doesn't work, we're just gonna forget about that and move on. All right, so let's see here. So this is all right.
No idea yet.
All right. Well, I give up.
That's okay.
All right, I give up.
But I think I saw him saying there, I'm reading his lips, Ramon is right. That's what I heard. I heard just a little bit of that.
I cannot hear you this morning. I cannot.
Oh my goodness. Well, I give up. Okay, so anyway, so let me give you a short summary of what this gentleman was talking about, which was really very cool, I thought. And what he said was, what he was saying was, it doesn't matter what you do, right? None of that matters. The only thing that really matters is how you bring yourself to it and how you show up. He said, it doesn't matter if you're getting divorced, if you're starting a job, if you're getting fired from a job. He said, what's wrong is us in terms of how we show up. He said, and we make misery out of everything, right? So this thing went wrong. So, oh my goodness, I'm miserable and, it's awful. Or you can say, all right, this thing went wrong, but it's not the end of the world. And what do I do next? Right? So he was saying that it's really our approach in dealing with each of these events. And that's really all that matters. So if you can find a way to bring joy to any event in your life, then you've got it made. That's how you are pursuing living a life fulfilled. So I don't know. Does any of that make sense in my quick summary?
No, it does to me, Rhonda. I mean, just a very tactical, silly example, but I had deleted like 1,000 of records or 1,000 of tags in Keep, CRM product. And I was horrified, Rhonda. One of those things, I don't know if y'all can identify. Y'all probably don't do this because y'all like have big teams of people and multi-million-dollar buildings and stuff. But, late at night, 3 a.m., I'm just messing with my back office stuff and I hit delete. And I had that moment, Rhonda, where I was like, no. I was just horrified. But by Raj, you cracked me up. But by the next day or two, I said, listen, nobody died, meaning, it'll affect some things, but I moved on. Thankfully, Rhonda, I talked to an expert and they recovered it. But my point being, I agree with what you're saying that, yeah, if you hurt somebody badly or you make a gravest mistake, as Dave Ramsey says, like a fatal error, that's hard to be happy about that. That's a different level. But most things in life, Rhonda, you got Chipotle instead of fried chicken. You sideswipe a little bit somebody's car. The shopping cart hit your car. You had an argument that you can apologize for. All those things you can choose to reframe and say, I choose the airplane's late. You missed your appointment. It is what it is. So all those things, yes, by God's grace, I've been pretty good at saying, I refuse to. I may pout for a few minutes. I may cry for a minute or two, but I'm going to move on. So I hope that's helpful.
No, it is. And I love that. So Dame is out there. Hey, Dame. He says, I agree with Mireille. Happiness is a state of mind that is mostly decision-based. You can decide to be happy no matter what your circumstances. Fulfillment is more about accomplishment, I think. Really interesting way to describe that, Dame. Thank you for contributing that. And then Gwen says, please post the name of the video in the chat and we can look later. You know what? You are a smart woman, Gwen. So I will post the link to the video so that everybody can sort of take a look, because I thought he really did a nice job of basically saying there are so many things in our life that are not big things. We make them big things, but that doesn't mean that they're really big things. And that's up to us to figure out. So Mom said, all right, Mom, this is good. Mom said she and everyone is happy, but the technology in the program is not yet fulfilled. Ramon, I think this was to your question of is Rhonda happy? That's good stuff. And then Gwen said, boom. All right. So I posted the link in the chat for those of you out there that can get to it. So how do we begin to move towards fulfillment, right? And what it is for us and how we get to that peak in our own lives. How do we continue to, Ramon, is that when you were talking about really sort of the next and to want to accomplish the next thing and to do more? Is that where you're headed in terms of fulfillment?
Sure. I think in regards to be specific, what we're trying to build at zoneofgenius.com, I think let me put it in that context.
Okay.
Our tagline is live life fulfilled. And what we speak about there is as you're building your business, you have to do all the things that will help you create a successful business: CRM, marketing, hiring, right, leadership, all these things. That's the only way then to create the business that then serves you. And then why do you want that to happen? Because the business is the vehicle through which you can help others, pay them. You can pay yourself, which is on that journey, talking about that part of life of living life fulfilled, if that makes sense. So to me, that's why it's important, because then that affords you the opportunity to have the money you want, have the wealth you want. Not that money and wealth are everything, but speaking in full context, listen, I take a train through Newark, New Jersey to go to church. Yeah, I'm sorry. You can say you're homeless and you're just fine, but that's it could be, if we're true to what works for you, but in the greater scheme of things, nobody wants to live outside in the cold, right? So there's a certain level. Is that helpful? So that's what I say, live life fulfilled, building your business so it works for you. The reason why it works for you is so that you can live the life you want and the circle goes on. That's what I'm all about.
So I love that. And I want to dissect that a little bit. Sure. And Roz and Mireille, I'm going to come to you both on this. So one of the things that you said is about living creating a business that serves you, right? And so we've got an audience that both is business and leadership. So for all my leaders out there, this goes for you too, right? And this is what I speak about in terms of changing from an RSOL or a recovering stressed out leader, right? It's how do I do what I love, which is leading, coaching, but developing, building. How do I do that in a way that serves me? so that I can serve others, so that I can live a life fulfilled and do all of those things. So this is for everyone out there, entrepreneurs and leaders alike. What are you doing to create the space and an environment and the work product that serves you so that you can then continue to serve your life and others? So, Roz, what about you? What speaks to you in terms of building your business in a way that serves you?
You guys are snatching my edges this morning because, and I'm glad my hair is pulled back. Because when you say creating a business that serves you, I have been serving the business. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be real transparent. And I'm like, for almost 15 years now. I've been in business almost 15 years. I've been serving the business, and the business has not been serving me. And I'm thinking that with the, every time we have these things, I tell Rhonda that I learn more about myself and I become a better Roz. And I love Roz now. Before the show, Roz was all over the place. Rhonda knows that. We've had our private conversations.
Yeah.
But now I'm loving myself. And now I can look at myself and make the adjustments. This right here, creating a business that serves you, is going to be my new mantra. It's really going to be my new mantra. It really is, because I've been doing it backwards. I've really been doing it backwards and losing time. And I just did an article the other day about how we procrastinate. That's me. When we procrastinate, we lose 55 days a year, which is over 2 months, which is 1 day a week, 24 hours a day. So what am I losing by not doing this?
Yeah.
What have I lost, and what have the people who I'm supposed to impact, what have they not gained in their life? Because I have not created this atmosphere in my business and in my personal life. I'm Roz Jones.
I love it. Rhonda, can I speak one thing?
And my edges are snapped. Thank you so much, Ramon.
Just to give you some comfort, Roz, I get this from Seth Godin. Seth Godin, those who don't know, one of the famous marketers of all time. And he talks about the 3 types of businesses. He says there's freelancers. It's not right or wrong. It depends on what you want to do. And as freelancers, I'll use the word we loosely, the painter. There's no scalability. You are painting the art and selling it. If you don't paint, you don't eat. That's not bad or good. That's a decision Roz and all of us get to make. That's 1. 2, then there's the small business owner, of which I am. I have a small team I can work with. I can be away at my church convention for 14 days. I can't do nothing, but I can swipe left, right, forward, delegate on my phone, because we have systems and process things I'm sure Rhonda and others know well about, so I won't get into it, but you get where I'm going. So that's the freelancer versus the small business. Then you do have the entrepreneur, and I have a bit of that as well, where I'm building something to sell, building something that I have no emotional attachment to. So I'll end it at that, but I just wanted to share, Rhonda, that as you're growing, Roz, in your business, that's what I have done pretty well. I'm still small. I still got to wash the dishes, as it were, but yet I do have a team. And so I'll just speak briefly. One more thing is that we're building, Rhonda, as you may not know it yet, but going back to BWC, Rhonda Breakfast with Champions, we're building something, BWC Daily, a daily email newsletter. I can't do that myself, Rhonda. I've hired writers. I've hired an assistant editor. I have a project manager. Now we have to make money. So that's on me. But as far as the scalability part, it's not all on me, Rhonda. I can go somewhere and I have a team who has my back. I hope that wasn't too much. I hope that was helpful.
No, it was super helpful. And first of all, I want to go back to Roz, your transparency. Thank you for that,
Yes.
as always, and what you share, because it causes me to think about. So I'm in a space also right now where I'm growing my business and hiring a team, and we have a goal of having global impact on leadership around the world, right? We have to be better leaders so we can create healthier, more productive workplaces, right? That is a must. But what I am constantly reminding myself is that I am not the business. I am not my business, right? I am building the business. I can work in the business, dabbling here and there, but I cannot be the face of this business. Here's where this came up for me. We're building and designing a new website. And so on our current website, I am prominent, right? And I don't really want to be prominent, but my team keeps fighting with me on this, right? We keep sort of going back and forth about why it's important for me to stay the face of the business right now. I get it. I've got the 25 years of leadership. I've got, right? So I get it. But I'm also very intentional with saying, I get where we are right now. Here's where we're going. I will not be this business.
Yes.
That is not what I want to do, right? I want to create a life fulfilled. I want to visit mom when I want. I want to fly to San Antonio, visit my sister and my dad, and go to Austin. I want to go visit my grandchildren wherever they are. I want to live a life fulfilled. So yes, right now I'm building a business. I am not the business, and that's the goal and where I'm going. Roz, what I'm really excited about for you is you really are getting to something that we speak to all the time. And here's what it is. You are getting above the grind, honey. Let me tell you, what you just spoke, Roz, that's how you get above the grind. That's why I love above the grind, right? In the grind is the day-to-day, the hustle, the bustle, the blah, blah, blah. When you rise above it, then you can build, right? Then you can flow. Then you can be fulfilled. Miss Mireille, what you want to add?
I mean, it's just to say that it's a step, you have to go through different steps, and Rose is at a certain step, but it doesn't mean that she's not going to get, to the fulfillment. It's just like when we start in life, everything, we start at the bottom, and then we learn, and then we grow, and then we get to the fulfillment. So it is good to get to this stage, and then have this vision where you want to be. And at the end of the day, to get the fulfillment, you have to be full yourself, and then when you're full, you can spread it out and make an impact and be happy about what's happening around you. And I think that's the way I see it. And just like you, Rose, I was battling, I think still, 3 years ago about being just a business and doing everything myself. But I realized that it's not actually possible for me to grow and to expand and to be fulfilled if I continue that way. So it is important to highlight.
Yeah.
And that's why I outsourced, because I couldn't grow because I was trying to do it all myself. And the more I did it by myself, I was losing. I was losing, the clients were losing, the employees were losing, and my health was losing, my everything was losing, until I made a decision to let it go.
Yeah.
And when I let it go, it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And take that to leaders as well, right? The value of building and growing and developing other leaders is that it more allows you to live a life fulfilled. You cannot do it if you are the leader with answering all the questions, directing everybody, giving all the answers. It's not possible. So Gwen, to bring in her comment, says, we define our values and what's important. We define what fulfillment looks like, feels like, and how it shows up. Let us celebrate each step and find fulfillment and happiness in our journey. Gwen, I love that. Really nice. Thank you. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to do our top two. I've got a good top two question for everyone today. So Ramon, we do this segment called Top Two, where everybody just gets to respond to the question and share their top two responses to this question. So here's the question, and then we're going to do our quick top two intro, and we'll come back to answer it. The question is, if you had to live 30 days without internet access, what two things would you miss the most? If you had to live 30 days without internet access, what two things would you miss the most? And we're going to get, if you're out there in the audience, just start thinking about that question, and we're going to get to the answers, at least for all of us here on the panel, right after this. All right, so you're without internet 30 days. What are you jonesing for? What are you craving? What are you really missing? All right, Mireille, I'm going to start with you first.
You know what? I'm not going to miss anything. I did it in 2015. I was in the village. I didn't miss anything. So,
Wow. All right. I think Mireille is fulfilled.
Fulfilled and happy.
Right.
and
fulfilled
happy, yeah.
All right. Awesome.
30 days is not a lot. I think
It's
you
it's
can
not a
live
lot.
with it. Yeah, it's not a lot.
Oh my goodness. What about you, Ramon?
Sure. And for me, Mireille, if you're like over here, I'm like way over here. I'd miss many things. I think one thing I would miss is the impact I make in some young men. I would miss voice messaging them and telling them that I love them. I would miss that. So I would miss. I can go on with that, but I would miss that. There's some young men that are jacked up, and that I don't realize the impact I'm making. But when they tell me, it just grabs me. So I would miss that. And I think to relate it to that, I don't do this to everybody. I have no time to everybody. But when Facebook and the platform say it's somebody's birthday, I just do a little voice note. Hey, Rhonda, it's your birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Take care, Rhonda. Have a great day. Bye. And sometimes I do that 10, 20, sometimes 3 times a day. So I'd miss that.
Oh, wow. That's very cool. Thank you so much for sharing that. Roz, what about you? What would you miss?
Lord Jesus, I don't know, because I just I would have to go to jail because I couldn't live without the internet. I just couldn't do it. I have to be honest. I don't know. I never that thought has never come across my mind. And I have to be honest. I don't know what I would do. I would have to live on an island or something and, write
will
SOS in the
survive.
sand. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right. That's a tough one for you, huh? Well, how about so there's a
Rhonda, what about you, Rhonda? Are you going to answer it too?
Oh yeah. Okay. So I always get so excited. I just move on to the next thing. So for me, I would definitely miss streaming TV. So while I'm working, I love having streaming TV in the background. It's noise sometimes, and every now and again, I get to look up and say, "Oh, what just happened? Wait, let me rewind," because I really done missed the whole show, right?
Yeah.
Because you really can't pay attention to 2 things at once. I would miss streaming TV, and I would also miss email. I actually like. I'm an email person.
Ooh.
I actually like email. I like being able to communicate with people in that way. So I think if I'm being honest, I think I would miss both of those two. I wouldn't miss social media. Would not miss social media at all, but I would definitely miss those two. So thank you for the reminder, Ramon. So Nish is out there.
I would actually encourage people to do that, and you'll see, you'll be surprised. It's actually quite refreshing, and it helps you to revigorate yourself, and get with the attention to yourself, because you're listening more to yourself as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Roz can't do it because she's going to jail. So that's just
That's right.
that's just out of the question.
But
So
I'm going to
Nish-
bring a tuna fish sandwich to Roz in jail. Remember, Roz, our off the camera,
Thank
we
you.
talked before. So that's an inside joke. So I'm going to bring you a tuna fish sandwich.
I
so
appreciate
Nish
your
said,
acts of kindness.
You're welcome.
oh my gosh, Nish said she would miss Dr. Joy Teta. So that's what you would miss if you gave up internet. So Gwen said she would miss Saddleback Church and Psalm TV. All right, Gwen, we see you there. Dame said I would miss instant access to information and all the funny jokes I see on social media. Okay, this is hilarious. So you guys, my son will show me the craziest stuff on TikTok, and he'll just be cracking up, and I'm like, "What are you laughing at?" Right?
Same with me.
Oh my gosh, it is hilarious. And all of a sudden he's showing me, and we're both there looking at this crazy stuff. So yes, I don't know if I'm gonna miss it with you, babe, but I hear you. And Mom said, I'm with you, Mireille. I wouldn't miss anything because I wasn't raised with it, and I can do without many things. All right. And News says, I miss you. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much, News. And we certainly miss you too. That's one thing none of us said. We would definitely miss doing the Coffee with Rhonda show, right? So
Yes.
awesome. So it is 10:55. I can't even believe it's 10:55. Holy cow. Where did
What does that mean? What's that mean? What
that
happened?
just means we're almost at an hour, right? We're 5 minutes.
No.
I know we're
He
5
said 3
minutes
hours.
an hour. I know. So let's take our coffee shop picture before we forget to do that. All right, got it. Thank you. All right, so with that, let's begin to move into our final segment, which is really what's in your cup. So what has this discussion put in your cup today? What are those solutions that people can take away for really focusing on living a fulfilled life? So when we come back from this intro, we're going to start our wrap up segment, and we're going to talk about today, what do we put in your cup? All right. So, everybody, amazing conversation today. I feel like we need 2 or 3 of these, but we don't have 2 or 3 we have right now. So, what do we put in your cup today, Mireille? What are you taking away? And what do you hope others take away from this conversation?
So for me, it's really the different dimension when we talked about happiness and fulfillment. Thinking about happiness being, something that you decide, and then the fulfillment, it's more at the larger scale. And I think that's really resonate with me, and I really want to encourage people to understand that, because sometimes we just completely mess out our life because of that. We don't realize that even if everything is not okay, we can still decide to be happy and get to the next level and try to learn to get to the fulfillment. It's not lost. So that's really what I wanted to share today.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Mireille. Really powerful way for us, things for us to think about as we begin to wrap up this conversation. Roz, what about you? What's in your cup?
Well, the first thing I'm going to say is creating a business that serves you. Number one, it's our. Then the next one is I learned is it's our approach with dealing with each event, how we deal with each event, how we approach it. And then Rhonda, you said, "I'm not my business. I am building the business." So those are my 3 things.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Roz. And Ramon, for you, what is in your cup? What do you hope people take away? And then how can we connect with you and learn more about the work that you do in the world?
Sure. And I just want to say it was great to be here, Mireille. Mireille, I think it was great to get to know you and your beautiful wisdom. Roz, it was great to hear you and have some fun with you. And Rhonda, thanks for inviting me to what a great show. And again, anytime I can be around and meet new friends or get to know new friends better, you know what I mean? Get to know people better. It's always good. So I've had so much time, good time being here. People can get to know me better at ramonray.com, or definitely visit us at zoneofgenius.com. I think what's the biggest thing in my cup is that aspect about happiness and fulfillment. I think it's caused me to think. It's a deep question. I don't know if there's any right or wrong, but I think it's good we think about these things. So I think the biggest thing in my cup is it's caused me to think, happiness, fulfillment, and more. So thank you, Rhonda. You're a great a great show host, and it's been great to be here.
Thank you so much, Ramon. I really appreciate the kind words, and you've provided so much wisdom for today for all of us to think about. So thank you. Gwen says, look for opportunities to say thank you. Move from back of the envelope to a small journal. Use my voice to make an impact and be the author of my story. Wow. Very powerful, Gwen. Thank you so much for sharing it. And Mom said, in my cup, strive to be both fulfilling and happy. Also, Ramon was a delightful guest. So
Wait. Mama said Ramon was a delightful guest. I just want to say that to myself because when Mama says it, it's special. So I just want y'all to hear that. Okay, continue on, Rhonda. I don't want to stop the whole show. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom.
That is high praise from Mom. So I think as I wrap up today, here's my last drop. Everything that you need to live your most amazing life begins inside of you. External validation and permission is not required. So decide what you want, decide where you're going, and start moving, right? Start getting there. It's great to have gratitude, and that's wonderful. But what do you really want, right? What do you really want out of your life? When you begin to move towards that, then you are one step closer to fulfillment. So For my amazing, super caffeinated co-host, thank you all so much. I love you dearly. Ramon, thank you for being an amazing guest. You all stay tuned for just a minute as we wrap up the show. For all of you out there, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. We will see you back here next week, same time, same station, for another episode of the Coffee with Rhonda Show. Take care, everybody.